Today I'm coming to you from the Nakano Sun Plaza. Praise the Sun Plaza, as some might say, and today I'm going to be reviewing Bofuri, which I'm not even going to bother pronouncing in Japanese, but I'll just skip to the English translation, which is roughly, I wanted to max out my defensive stats since I don't want to get hurt. Now, this is one of those MMORPG type anime that are so popular these days, but unlike so many where they're trapped inside the game, this is one where they just log in and log out wherever they want. And the main girl, she starts playing without her friend and she doesn't really know what to do, so she decides that she's just going to max out her defensive stats since she doesn't want to get hurt. And so it begins a journey where she just randomly happens upon ways to power up and eventually gets ridiculously overpowered, not just in terms of her defense stats, but overall. And that brings us to today's joke of the day. Bofuri is harmless, this being in part because of course the girl is practically impossible to harm, but also because the show is emotionally harmless as well. Everyone in the show is incredibly nice to each other to the point that it's almost disgusting. Even when the characters in the game have to fight against each other, they're super sportsmanly about it and totally understanding, and they just end up becoming even better friends afterwards. So this show, it doesn't really have any serious personal conflict between the characters. So where does the conflict come from? I mean, this is an action-adventure show. There should be conflict somewhere, or else there's pretty much no show for this kind of genre, lest it becomes slice of life. And you could make the case that some of the scenes are kind of slice of life-y, in that they're just doing random-ass mini-quests that don't have any particular enemy or any particular challenge to them, aside from they're just grinding to get materials or trying to make friends or whatever. But yeah, in this show, you do see a lot of sort of mini quests, at least to some cool background and insert themes. And also, when the characters do face off against some of the stronger in-game enemies, yes, there are tense battles, but at the same time, there's no personality to the enemies, which makes them not so interesting, but, you know, at least the fight scenes are kind of cool. And there is at least some logic to the way that the girl levels up. It's not entirely plausible, but at least there's enough logic to the way she becomes stronger that you're not going to get the usual complaint out of me that everything is out of whack, the power levels are all over the place and totally inconsistent. So I do appreciate that there's at least some logic to that, and overall I would say I don't expect this show to have much staying power beyond a single season, but at least this single season, it does get a single plus.